It's from my new album also. It's called Deep Oblivion. And part of it is very definitely borrowed from The Doubtful Guest by Edward Gorey. I don't know if you know that little poem and cartoon. Do you know Edward Gorey stuff, the sort of faux Victorian? Part of this is definitely borrowed from that, but I'm fascinated with Victorian, all things Victorian times and stuff like that. I always have been. I think because I feel a little out of time in this day and age, but in like Victorian times, like for instance, you had all these sort of, you'd have like the country vicar who was also like a paleontologist, you know, or chemical engineer on the side, or yeah, you have these sort of aristocratic gentlemen building like difference engines and things like that, you know, and it was just sort of accepted. You might write poetry and on the side, I don't know, you were an amateur astronomer or something like that. And I always thought that since I was a mathematician and I've done a lot of other sort of science geeky things in my life, and being a musician, I felt like I would have, you know, that would have been a good time for me to be alive, except for like, you know. Cholera, that's good. I was trying to think of something like cholera. I said TB, that's not good enough actually, but cholera, you know, things like that. Cholera, poor hygiene. And I thought about it, it's like in this day and age, like if musicians were more like Victorian gentlemen, at the very least, their deaths would be much more interesting, right? Instead of like so-and-so OD'd, yeah, OD'd on heroin, you know, happens a lot, sad. But it'd be much more interesting. It's like, yeah, did you hear about the bass player in Alice in Chains? No, what happened? That experimental steam engine he was working on blew up. Killed him. And one of the guys in the fruit bats next door. I mean, doesn't it seem interesting? It's better, right? It's better, you know. Mangled in some experimental, like, electromechanical, like, computing device, you know, steam-powered mechanical computing device. His hand was chewed up in it. Never could play lead guitar anymore. Then drank himself to death. Strange and bright appeared upon the porch in a dark storm. The minister said, "It's clearly mad in the head. Pay it no mind, it'll go away." And you and I were thinking about a place below the sea, and stinging anemone, coral bright and white. And I was on a fast train to a deep oblivion. You didn't try to stop me, no, you asked to come along. Come take the light of creatures of the deep. Electric eels are fun but tend to bite. Oblivion, it rhymes with Vivian, and rust red things are gray beneath the deep. were thinking about a decommissioned sub, a place submarine. We lived life so serene, and we were on a fast train to a drunk oblivion. You bravely took my hand and we went merrily along. So jets and boats, I always found them fine. The creature on the front porch can't unwind. The sea captain said, I'll fix him up with this. Gin and quinine keeps away malaise. And we were crossing English channels in Victorian times, in midget submarines with parasols entwined. And I was going under in some deep oblivion. You bravely took my hand and sweetly came along.